vciso-au Cyberwatch, August 28, 2025, Strategic Cybersecurity Intelligence Brief. Powered by vciso-au, stay informed, stay prepared, stay secure. Ensure your cybersecurity program is both proactive and verifiable. By Anil Yelamati, ANZ Ransomware. Victims: South Australian law firm Hansen Chambers listed on Lynx Ransomware's leak site. The Lynx ransomware gang has listed Hansen Chambers, a South Australian barrister's chambers, as a victim on its darknet leak site. The attackers published sensitive internal documents, including correspondence between the chambers and clients, a transaction sheet, and court files from the NS Supreme Court. The leak has been accessed 145 times since its posting on August 26, signaling significant exposure risk. Initially, Lynx was thought to have rebranded under the alias Shinobi due to similarities in their leak sites, but the listing of Hansen Chambers suggests that Lynx remains operational under its original identity. Over 28,000 Citrix instances remain exposed to critical RCE flaw CVE 2025-7775. More than 28,200 Citrix NetScaler ADC and Gateway instances remain unpatched and vulnerable to CVE 2025-7775, a memory overflow vulnerability that allows remote code execution or denial of service. The flaw has a CVSS score of 9.2, indicating critical severity. Citrix released patches for 3 vulnerabilities, but CVE 2025-7775 has been observed under active exploitation, meaning attackers are already leveraging it against exposed systems. Shadow Server Foundation reports most affected systems are in the United States, followed by Germany, the UK, the Netherlands, and Switzerland. CISA has added the flaw to its known exploited vulnerabilities KEV catalog and mandated remediation for federal agencies by August 28, 2025. Attackers exploiting this vulnerability could establish persistent access, launch ransomware, or exfiltrate sensitive data. The wide global footprint of exposed systems underscores patching delays, even when active exploits are publicly confirmed. vciso-au. Recommendation: organizations using Citrix appliances must immediately apply vendor patches, implement strict patch management policies, and isolate vulnerable systems from the Internet until remediation is complete. UNC 6395 targets SalesLoft in Drift OAuth token theft campaign. UNC 6395, a sophisticated threat actor, executed a large-scale campaign targeting SalesLoft's Drift AI chat agent to steal OAuth and refresh tokens. The campaign, active between August 18, 2025, enabled attackers to infiltrate Salesforce instances of victim organizations, systematically exfiltrating data, including AWS access keys and Snowflake tokens. By leveraging OAuth credentials, the attackers bypassed standard authentication and deleted query logs to avoid detection. Google Threat Intelligence Group and Mandiant confirmed the scope of compromise, urging impacted organizations to rotate credentials and revoke compromised tokens. SalesLoft later revoked all Drift Salesforce integrations and required re-authentication, confirming that only Salesforce-linked users were impacted. The campaign highlights the growing threat of third-party app integrations, where OAuth tokens become high-value targets for attackers. The scale of exfiltration suggests the campaign was financially motivated, with credentials usable for further cloud exploitation. vciso-au recommendation: organizations must enforce strong third-party risk management, regularly audit OAuth integrations, and adopt least privilege principles for application scopes. Healthcare Services Group discloses 2024 data breach impacting 624,496 people. Healthcare Services Group, a major U.S.-based non-clinical healthcare services provider, confirmed a data breach affecting over 624,496 individuals. The breach occurred between September 27 and October 3, 2024, but was only discovered on October 7. Hackers accessed internal systems, stealing files containing personal information. The organization provides housekeeping, dining, and nutritional services to hospitals and long-term care facilities, meaning the exposed data could include sensitive patient and staff records. Upon discovery, the company reported the breach to authorities, engaged forensic experts, and implemented enhanced safeguards. The attack highlights the vulnerability of healthcare-adjacent service providers, which may not have the same robust cybersecurity controls as primary healthcare institutions. Delayed detection further emphasizes gaps in monitoring and response. This breach contributes to the rising trend of healthcare data being a prime target for financially motivated cybercrime. Experimental prompt lock ransomware uses AI to encrypt, steal data. Researchers uncovered prompt lock, an experimental AI-powered ransomware capable of targeting Windows, macOS, and Linux environments. Written in Golang, it leverages the Ollama API to access the GPT-OS.20b large language model, dynamically generating Lua scripts for enumeration, exfiltration, and encryption. The malware currently appears to be proof of concept using weak encryption, spec 128-bit, with other markers such as a hard-coded Bitcoin wallet and incomplete data destruction features. Despite its unfinished nature, prompt lock demonstrates how adversaries could weaponize AI for cross-platform ransomware operations. The ability to dynamically generate malicious code highlights the risk of adaptive, polymorphic malware that could evade detection. Researchers believe prompt lock lowers the barrier for entry into cybercrime, as attackers could automate script generation. The leak of such a project may accelerate the development of more sophisticated AI-driven ransomware variants in the future. vciso-au recommendation: security teams must prepare for AI-driven threats by adopting AI-enabled defensive technologies. IT system supplier cyber attack impacts 200 municipalities in Sweden. A cyber attack against Miljödata, a key IT provider for 80% of Sweden's municipalities, disrupted services across more than 200 regions. Attackers demanded a ransom of 1.5 Bitcoin, $168,000, raising fears of data theft alongside the service outage. Miljödata's systems are critical for managing occupational health, incident reporting, medical certificates, and rehabilitation cases, making the disruption especially severe. CEO Eric Hallen confirmed the scale of the impact and that external experts were assisting in investigation and recovery. Several municipalities, including Halland, Gotland, Kalmar, Karlstad, and Skellefteå, warned citizens that sensitive personal information might have been exposed. Sweden's civil defense minister confirmed an investigation involving CERT-SE and the police. The full scope of the breach remains unclear, with Miljödata's website and email systems offline. This large-scale incident underscores the systemic risk posed by concentration of municipal services on a single IT supplier, exposing municipalities to cascading disruptions. Ransomware exposure list. Last 24 hours, United States, U.S. Texas Pregnancy Care Network, Wilder Law Firm, Climax, Portable Machining and Welding Systems, Zeek Corp, Benz Asphalt, Echo New York, Weathercraft Companies, Netherlands, NL, Coco Yachts, Canada, CA, Traff Industrial Products, Inc., The Smile Spa, Allmax Nutrition, Baycoat Costa Rica, CR, Grupo Diria Sweden, SE, DAFO, Vehicle Extinguishing Systems, Italy, IT, Inox Lagi. Final note from vciso-au. Australia and New Zealand remain relatively untouched this week, but the global threat landscape continues to shift. Critical infrastructure, software supply chains, and endpoint security are under siege. Ensure your cybersecurity program is both proactive and verifiable. By Anil Yelamati.